living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past.
Justin Bieber shared shocking allegations about huge industry figures like Diddy, Will Smith, and Clive Davis. He opened up about the challenges and exploitation he faced during his early years of fame, and what he revealed will leave you speechless. In the Justin Bieber Seasons YouTube documentary, Justin reflected on a difficult period in his life. He revealed that he struggled with substance use as a young artist. He said that he was sipping lean and doing just about every illegal substance he could get his hands on.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything, and it was just an escape for me.
A candid Justin Bieber opening up on camera for the first time about his past struggles.
You have all these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me, knowing that, I was living this lifestyle that they also wanted to live, drinking, smoking.
Justin explained that this lifestyle was an escape for him. He also shared how people around him enabled these behaviors, seeking to benefit from his fame and fortune. He added, "You have all these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me." These shockingly honest admissions stand in stark contrast to Justin's public image, but his journey to recovery shines another light on the darker realities of Hollywood. In his shocking statements, Justin called out some of the most prominent figures in the entertainment world. He seemed to accuse Will Smith, Diddy, and Clive Davis of manipulating and exploiting young artists. Justin shared, "I started valuing the wrong things in this business because there were things dangling in front of me." Justin described the entertainment industry as having a dangerous culture.
I just didn't know what the heck was going on, and so I really took a deep dive in my faith, to be honest. I just went deep into, I believed in Jesus, but I never really, when it says following Jesus is actually turning away from sin, and so there's no, what it talks about in the Bible, it's there's no obedience. There's no faith without obedience. So it's I had faith about I believe Jesus died on the cross for me, but I never really implemented it into my life. I never was I'm gonna be obedient.
So when did you decide to actually move within the guidelines, and how did you find yourself away from, I believe in Jesus, but I'm gonna drink or do drugs or sleep around or all these other distractions? How did you get out of that world? What was the turning point for you?
I think it was my perception of who Jesus really was, I'd had really bad examples of Christians in my life who would say one thing and do another. So they were my direct example of who Jesus was.
That's why you didn't take it seriously.
I didn't take it as seriously because I didn't have good examples.
Good role models.
Yeah. The way I look at my relationship with God and with Jesus is I'm not trying to earn God's love by doing good things. God has already loved me for who I am before I did anything to earn and deserve it. It's a free gift by accepting Jesus and just giving your life to him. And what he did is the gift. The forgiveness is the thing that we look at and, I'm gonna worship you, God, because you gave me something so good.
Do you think that if you hadn't redefined what Jesus was and reclaimed it into something that was worthy of practice for you, which then led you on a path of reconciliation with your wife, do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction? Do you feel that you were self-destructing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%, yeah. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark, really dark.
He said that powerful individuals mistreat and manipulate vulnerable young talents. He called for systemic changes to protect artists from these predatory practices. All of this resurfaced in the wake of news that Diddy had been arrested in New York on charges of trafficking and racketeering.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended performances with male commercial workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial workers, and often involved a variety of which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
These charges brought renewed attention to earlier allegations against him. Multiple lawsuits accused Diddy of harm, harassment, and non-consensual recordings. His arrest has prompted widespread scrutiny, with more details expected to come out during his trial. Old footage of Justin and Diddy has also resurfaced, sparking concern. A 2009 YouTube video shows the two spending time together when Justin was just 15 years old.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come in LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, go get the front shot of this.
Man.
Head that out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
In the video, Diddy says that he can't really say where they're going or what they'll be doing, but he claims that it's definitely going to be a dream come true for a 15-year-old. Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. Justin responds by saying, "Let's go get some girls," to which Diddy calls him a man after his own heart. This video now appears more troubling than ever in light of the allegations against Diddy. Justin probably met Diddy when he was just 13 after being discovered on YouTube and mentored by Usher. Usher himself was mentored by Diddy in the 1990s and has described witnessing some very curious things during that time.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim. Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. You know, I had like, you know,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
As for Usher himself, he has tried not to comment on anything to do with the Diddy situation. Jaguar Wright recently claimed that Usher played a role in enabling Diddy's awful behavior with young artists.
Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there. Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the Diddy for 48 hours. Think about that. He'd already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sends him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
In a TikTok video, Jaguar alleged that Usher actually temporarily handed over guardianship of Justin Bieber to Diddy. She also suggested that this decision had dark undertones. Usher has not publicly addressed Jaguar's comments, but she's definitely raised concerns about Usher's connections in an industry full of power plays and the potential for exploitation. The sheer number of influential music industry titans that have surrounded Justin from a young age now looks really concerning, but so few of us really talked about it at the time. Now, however, with every celebrity linked with Diddy under the microscope, the internet has been crawling through archives of old clips to see what else Diddy has said about Justin. And more unsettling footage has emerged. In a 2010 video, Diddy presents Justin with a Letterman jacket, asking why they haven't been hanging out.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my number.
Yeah.
Justin appears nervous, stuttering as he replies. Another clip from 2011 shows Diddy calling Justin his little brother on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Diddy joked about Justin having access to his Lamborghini and warned him not to talk about their activities on national television.
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
Justin and Diddy were also seen together at parties and clubs over the years. Some footage suggests Justin may have been drinking at these events, though his age at the time is unclear. In one 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe Kardashian mentioned a party with Justin and Diddy where half the people were naked. Diddy's trouble started when his ex, Cassie, filed a lawsuit against him.
But sadly, she's become more well-known for the abuse she claims to have suffered at the hands of her ex, Sean Combs, than her music. Her debut album, Cassie, was a hit, and the critics even praised it. Her second album was expected in 2008, but it never came. She released some singles here and there, but Connecticut Fever, that never hit the shelves. Cassie had signed a 10-album deal with Combs' Bad Boy Entertainment, but only one album was released. Her career, we now know, according to her Bombshell civil lawsuit, was likely derailed and put on hold by a decade of abuse she says she suffered at the hands of Sean Combs. And it's been nearly a year since Ventura filed that Bombshell civil lawsuit. Part of it read, over the years that Mr. Combs abused Ms. Ventura physically and she again and again tried to escape his tight hold over her life. Every time she hid, Mr. Combs' vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, and those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies implored her to return to him. Many went as far to explicitly state that her failure to return to Mr. Combs would hinder her success in the entertainment industry. Ventura had recorded music during her relationship with Combs, but mostly singles were released. Ventura's suit said after she tried to leave Combs, following that now infamous 2016 incident captured by hotel security cameras, where Combs actually chased Ventura down a hallway and beat her, her music was used as leverage to get her to come back to Combs. The suit said, after this, Miss Ventura left her home in Comstock and went to hide away at a friend's home in Florida. James Cruz, president of Bad Boy Management, tracked Ms. Ventura down and told her that her single would not be released if she did not answer Mr. Combs' phone calls.
That seemed to start an avalanche of problems for him.
Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions raided by SWAT teams. His sons, Justin and King, in handcuffs in their own yard. Homeland Security tells ET the bi-coastal operation is part of an ongoing investigation.
More money, more problems.
We don't know if the embattled music mogul was home during either raid. ET's reached out to Diddy's reps for comment. Meanwhile, a police presence swarming his high-end Beverly Hills neighborhood. Officers going room to room, carrying zip ties and serious firepower. In the driveway, law enforcement vehicles parking next to, we assume, Diddy's luxury cars. Then, of course, his two sons, 30-year-old Justin and 25-year-old King. At one point, they seem to be sharing a laugh. It's also worth noting, Homeland Security tackles sex trafficking crimes, something Diddy was accused of in a lawsuit by his ex Cassie back in November.
Following Diddy's arrest, reports surfaced that Justin is deeply affected by the news.
All right, we are getting some breaking news right now. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight in New York City. Sources say federal agents with Homeland Security investigations took him into custody. The charges are unclear at this time. Combs' attorney telling CNN that we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. We, of course, are trying to gather more information. There's a lot more to come out of this story, and as soon as we get it, we'll turn it over to you.
It's been claimed that Justin is so disturbed by the news about Diddy and is unwilling to process it or discuss it. Another source said, Justin feels like he has no one to talk to and was dealing with this situation alone. Justin has not made a public statement about Diddy's arrest. In 2024, Justin and his wife Haley welcomed their first child. According to sources, Justin's happiness as a new father has helped him cope with the situation. Haley appeared to address the controversy indirectly. She posted a cryptic photo from 2017 showing Justin with two middle fingers raised, captioned, "Mood." This sparked speculation about her stance on the situation. Justin has previously spoken about the challenges of growing up in the entertainment industry. In a 2020 interview with Zane Lowe, he became emotional while discussing his experiences. Justin said that he wanted to protect Billie Eilish, who also started her music career as a teenager. He said that it was hard for him being that young and being in the industry. He went on to explain that everyone told him that they loved him and then turned their backs on him in a second. Justin's comments highlighted the exploitation he faced as a young star. He described how people took advantage of him during his rise to fame. And he said this about Billie, "I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody."
If she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her, but yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
You chose to make an album really hyper-focused, as we said before, on the honeymoon phase of your marriage. And you opened the doors to some really keen collaborators as well. You and Kehlani really jumped out at me because I was talking about her tone.
I love her tone. And I just think she's honest. I haven't spent much time with her, but I was out to dinner with her the other night, and I just felt like, yeah, she seemed like she was pretty authentic.
Justin's shocking revelations have cast a spotlight on the darker side of the entertainment industry. His allegations highlight the systemic issues that young artists face. As the legal proceedings against Diddy unfold, Justin's story serves as a powerful reminder of the need for accountability in Hollywood. Justin, meanwhile, looks determined to put the past behind him. Ever since Haley gave birth to their son, Justin has been living in what some describe as a happy bubble. And honestly, who could blame him? A lot of people might be clamoring for someone with a platform like Justin to tell us everything he knows about what's really going on behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. But after seeing the heartbreaking pain he was in during his interview with Zane Lowe, maybe we shouldn't put too much pressure on him to do anything he doesn't want to. But what do you guys think? Should Justin be more direct about what he went through as a teenager in Hollywood? Or should he be left alone and allowed to move on? Let me know in the comments below.